There we go. Okay. Brain dead. I forgot to enter the studio, I guess. Let's see let's see what's going on here. Okay, you can see now, right? Yeah, Mark doesn't have much time. It's Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? No, I think it's Wednesday. I think Wednesday. So tomorrow, Thanksgiving here. Happy Thanksgiving, and day after tomorrow in the U.S. Right? So let's see. You guys will get a kick out of this. On the way back, we're riding back, and I asked my wife something about, I can't remember. Oh, in February, I have to redo my visa. And she said, "Oh, by the way, when's your 90 days up?" And I go, "I don't know. I put it in my phone." So I said, I was driving, obviously. Grab my passport out of my black bag. And sure enough, 24th. So before I got on, I just did the, where is it? I just did it online. So I was going to go over there. So that would have been twice. And it cost me 2,000 baht last time. So she went crazy. I showed her my phone. So it's in here in my calendar, but I didn't do something freaking right or something. So I don't know. I almost did that again. That would have been, that would have sucked. But had a great time camping. I got a video. I'll put it together. It's not going to be that great. It was my wife's little vacation, so I didn't go crazy on stuff. We were only at the reservoir, which is a huge, huge reservoir. So I'm going to go back there once I get the kayak. What I'm hoping to do, hopefully I'll have all the parts and everything here by this weekend. And it shouldn't take me more than 2 days to put it together. It's going to be a 100 amp hour lithium ion battery in a battery box with fuses, a charge controller, a 220 watt solar panel on the top of a bimini top that I ordered for it, that I got to modify. And it's only got an 18-pound thrust motor on it, so I might have to go with a bigger one, but I'll try the 18 first since it's there. I just don't want to get pushed around in the wind and shit because I'm lazy. I'm not doing this for exercise, so I don't want to paddle. But yeah, it's and I don't know. You guys saw it. I think I pulled it up before, the pictures of it. I think I have. I didn't download. I should have. I should have put some in here. I bet I could have. Now that let's see, add a video clip, add a background. No, add a overlay. Let's see. New boat. I won't go crazy, but let's see what it is there. See if it comes up. 2. Let's try 3. Let's try 4. Let's try 5. It's not that hard to do, but anyway, and I don't know. I'm going to do videos on it because there's a lot of people out there that are into these kayaks. Which, hey, I don't know. It looks like a bunch of fun, and I can do some fishing. So, one more I got here. I can always take these back out of here. But anyway, let's see if this is what's a good one. Yeah, this one here, I guess. So that's it there. Hopefully you guys can see it. It's got outriggers on it. It's got that little trolling motor. I don't know. Can I make this bigger for you guys? No. On an overlay, I guess I can't. But anyway, hopefully you can see it. Anyway, it's only a 10-foot kayak. It's small. I ordered, like I said, I ordered a bimini top, a battery box that I'm going to modify to hold the charge controller, the fuses that I need for both the solar panel and the fuse for the to go into the power for between the battery and the charge controller, 30 amps, and then a 60 amp going to the trolling motor, because I'm guessing I'm probably going to get a 40, 50, 60, a bigger one anyway. And I went light on the battery. The battery was expensive, but this battery, 100 amp hours, this little 45 deal that he gave me with the boat, it weighs less than that 45 amp hour lead, the regular battery. It only weighs 9.4 kilos. So they call it a mini. So I didn't want, because I'm pushing the weight limit. This thing doesn't have much of a weight limit. 140 140 kilo, something like that. So anyway, that's my agenda for the next few days. I got a problem with the pool, which has kind of got me a little nervous. All of a sudden started dropping water right before we left. And I'm hoping that it didn't dig a hole underneath this pool and then the PVC broke, which I don't know. It's probably what happened. But I mean, this whole thing could fall into a freaking sinkhole, which is right next to the koi pond. So I don't know. So I got to check into that today. And then, like I said, I got to move the kayak and get it ready. The bimini top's not here yet. The battery box isn't here. The charge controller's here. Some of the fuses, some of the wiring, 10 gauge wire and 8 gauge wire that I ordered is here. So I'll put it together. It should be cool. Yeah, and that's about probably what I'm going to end up with, Mark. The one that I'm looking at is there's a 40 short shaft and a 58 motor guide deal. So probably between one of those two. So yeah, it'll be. So that's why I'm figuring. I think on the motor guide, it's max amp on it is 50, 51 or 52 at speed 5. It's got 5 forwards and 3 reverses. Both of them do the 42, and the 40 pulls right there 48 amps too. So I'll put in a 60, and that should cover that. 30 because the amps from the solar panel are 21. So I've got a 30 amp DC breaker and and then the same thing on the charge controller that's going from the controller to the battery, 30 amp. So it should work, and it should all fit in a regular battery box with room to spare, because like I said, battery should be here today. The battery's tiny. Yeah, and I almost got a 50 because I was worried about weight. But the way that I'm going to put the crate that I bought for it behind the seat with the little one weighs nothing, the 18-pound, and it's actually an expensive little motor. I seen it on Lasada. It's like over 3,000, I think, for such a low, because the other ones are like 5,500, 5,800 baht, and but those weigh 10, 11 kilo. So the are 10, 11 pounds, right? Anyway, it weighs about the same as the battery. So the battery weighs 20 pounds. So about 10 kilos. So what I'm going to do is have the battery on one side of the crate, and then the motor hangs over the side, so it'll balance it out. I don't want it to throw my fat ass out in the middle of the lake because it's sitting like this. But it should be fun. So I pretty much doing this instead of the trailer, although I still want to do the trailer. But for the first part, I'll do this. So what I'm hoping to do is have it done in that same campground that I went to. I thought about going back to Ubon. I mean, the place is massive, that reservoir, which is kind of scary because the thing's, it's not a very big kayak. It's small. It's like maybe for rivers and shit. But I figured I'd go back to the Sisaket one, the one that's only an hour and a half away, put it in the water right there, spend 3 or 4 days messing with it on the water, dialing everything in. Then I got to come back, and I think I'm going to visit some people around my birthday, the 21st or 22nd. And then I scheduled the kids are out of school and my wife's off work from the 28th to the 2nd or the 3rd or something like that. So we're going to Pattaya. We're going to go over to that Garden View hotel. They liked it. It's on the water, and mostly Thai people there. And I don't think we're going to bring the dogs. We're going to leave the dogs at home. So we went there. We only ended up spending 1 day. We were supposed to spend 2. And my wife said, "Is it okay if we just pack up that next morning?" We didn't get to the campground until 4 o'clock, and we left at like 9 o'clock in the morning. She said, "Is it okay if we go to the U-Bahn house and spend more time at the U-Bahn house?" I said, "It's your little vacation, so why not?" So we ended up going over there. So I got a little bit. We had the dogs and the cat, Money Cat, the Persian one, with us. And definitely coffee time now. But yeah, it says that little 18-pound pushed this guy, although he weighed probably 20 kilo less than me. He was a bigger guy, bigger Thai guy. And he said it pushed him along at 3 miles an hour. But if I get into some wind and stuff, I'm not going to put the paddle out, especially if I've got if I've got that bimini top on. That's going to make it hard to do. Barely be able to fish with it. But the fishing that I'm going to do in it, I don't think they do much trolling, although there are some places that have trout, but it's mainly streams here in Thailand. That places that have bass. In fact, that big reservoir is supposed to have some bass in it. But for the most part, I'm putting a bobber on, a worm, and leaving it down and trying to catch tilapia. And that's what I'll go for there. That's what the guy was catching at the Sisaket place when I was there. So it should be. I don't know. It'll be fun. And if the thing's too small, all that stuff that I'm doing to it can just go to right over to another kayak, because the solar panel was on, not pricey, but 2,000 baht, I think, 1,800. Charge controller was cheap, 300, 400 baht. The little fuses were cheap, a couple hundred baht each. Wire was probably a little bit more expensive, 400 or 500 baht. The Bimini top, I think, was around 2,000. I bought some wheels for it to strap on so I could move it around easier. It only weighs 55 pounds or something like that. So I put it up on the truck myself. So that was one reason why I went with the smaller one, because I'm old and I'm fat and, I was thinking about you. I've been out running around, and I was supposed to take a picture of some stuff for you, and I will try to do that when I leave here. And for the people that don't know, my wife jacked me up on the way back on my 90-day deal, and sure enough, it was due on the 24th. So before I went on, I got online and did my 90-day. Sorry, I wasn't paying enough attention when the 28th to the first, or the second, or the third. The 28th, I think, to this first or second. 4 or 5 days I'll be there. So I will try to take a couple of pictures. I know I thought about that on the way back. Told my wife. So anyway, I'll try to do that. Hope you're well, Aaron. I'm sure you are. Yeah, but I know, but sometimes you like to put eyes on something, right? Let's see. So I don't even know what's the date today. 27th. So I still got a few days. So my wife was the one, because I was going to go over to immigration after I got done here, but be easier. I don't have to run around. I want to get that kayak off and get it up on a level surface where I'm sitting, and I could still work on the top of it. Take a bunch of measurements, and I don't know. I think it'll be fun. I mean, I would have had a ball on it, especially with the motor. I'm not gonna, I'm not the kind of guy that's gonna give me some kind of motorized, deal. It could be electric. I got no problem with that. Either that or gas and oil. It did great, and I didn't say that, Tommy. I should have. I'm totally happy with it. I got 100 and the last measurement I took was 160, 158, I think, kilo, and I think right around 138 or 40 was 10%. So I think I'm perfect. It felt good. I didn't move. I had my mother-in-law and my wife in the truck, so I didn't want to, have them wetting their pants and staining my seats. So or me get puckered up. But a couple of times trucks went by and moved it, and it did good. And I don't know. I took pictures. I don't know if you guys saw of that sliding anti-sway deal that we put on. And between all that stuff, I'm happy with the way that I'm not going to go over like 85 anyway. The only thing that I did notice is when I've got to get rid of that driver's assist. I got to go on YouTube or something on how to disable that, because what it does is when I put it into the smart speed control, right? It wants to move the wheel, and as it's moving the wheel like that, it's making the trailer do this. So I couldn't use it. So I got to figure out how to get that off. But otherwise, from that little doing that at like 85, 90 kilometers, it would come back. So it didn't get out of control. It did what a normal trailer would do. So we'll see. Hey Scott, how you doing? Hey Kim, what waving to? How are you? Put away what I'm right now. Yeah, I don't know. I'll let you know. I'll let you know when I'm going to be there. That's when I'm going to be there. I don't have to let you know. 28 to the first. I'm almost positive. Hey, Nikki, how you doing? middle. You know what? I did find out. I got to get my wife's Google deal. For some reason, when I brought this thing back on it showed trailer trash again, and I tried to click it, and it wanted me to put in Google thing, and I put it in her name. So there might be a chance that I might be able to get trailer trash back, which I'm hoping to. But running the sound down, watching this one. Thanks, Nikki. Does your truck have the screen on the dash where? Yeah, I think it's got two screens. It's got a big giant one right in front of me, and then it's got the one in the middle console is this big, you know. So but I think there's a way to disable it there. I haven't tracked it down. It wasn't of the utmost importance until now. Now I don't, because I'm lazy, as you know, and I don't want to I don't like it. That was one reason why we didn't buy the gas powered Nissan. The top of the line gas powered Nissan does not come with cruise control, if you can believe that. And we took it out for a test drive and went up the street, and I said to the guy, "Where's the cruise control?" He said, "It doesn't have cruise control." I turned around. He goes, "Where are you going?" "Back home. I'm done." He brought the car to the house, and we ended up buying the electric hot rod, which I'm glad we did. But yeah, so great to be awake. You are actually awake. But yeah, so I don't know. It'll be fun I'll do a video on the kayak. You guys don't have to watch. I'll just put it out there because it interests me, and mainly because of gives me something to do when I'm out camping. Most of the time, I'm going to be camping near a river or a reservoir or a lake, some body of water. Now, how would I be bringing in the ocean? If it was calm out, it wouldn't be a problem, and I'd love to do that too. So we'll see, because I still don't know going down to Gift and Joe's for the wedding thing. I don't know if I'm going to take the trailer and make a 2-week venture going there, and then just fly my wife into Hua Hin and pick her up, and then bring her back and let her fly home, because obviously she can't be gone for 2-3 weeks. When are you going to be here, Robert? I didn't see when you were going to be here. I hope so, Robert. And I think Brock is here, right? Or if he's not, he's in the air or getting ready to. I think he's close to coming back to Thailand for, I want to say 2 or 3 months. But when are you coming? Yeah, I definitely want to. Even if you're in Vietnam and I come to Vietnam by myself, I will meet up with you, Robert. A tent is no. I tried the tent thing. It didn't work out for me either, Nikki. So I got that trailer. I love my trailer. Trailer's awesome. 1,000 watts of solar, two 400 amp hours of 24-volt battery power. I can run my 24-volt air conditioner for 3 days without any sunshine. It's cool because I can't. That's the closest thing to roughing it that I'm gonna get. But I do like camping. No, I don't actually. You get what you see when you are semi friends with me. I don't think I do have button up shirt, and I probably will. In fact, I wore it on the. My wife dresses me in the one that I actually wore for Thai New Year thing, whatever, Songkran, and I wore that on the way there, and she's got me in shorts and shit. I'm not a big shorts guy either. Levi's and a t-shirt's my whole life. In fact, I got into the buddy that I was in who passed away, the air conditioning business with. It was actually his company per se. We out of high school, he said, "You want to learn something?" And when I ended up leaving 22 years later, we were the biggest non-union contractor in Los Angeles, and I think we had 150, 200 people working. It was insane. And but when we went to UCLA or USC for a big meeting, and it was hard for them to include us or take our bid on something, being non-union, because a lot of the big ones there, So when we were in the meeting, I showed up I did have an all temperatures controlled shirt on that was button up, but just a pair of Levi's and a t-shirt underneath that and half button, I don't know. And he was in like a suit and tie and shit. But he didn't like speaking, I did all the talking, and they were kind of, well, we don't really know that much about you, and this and that. And I told them, well, we just work out of our garage over here on the side street. You guys can come by and look at it anytime you want. And they all started busting up and laughing. They ended up giving us the job. It was pretty big. It was like a $2.8 million air conditioning job. But anyway, now I've rambled enough about that. But pretty much my whole life has been Levi's and a t-shirt and a motorcycle, mainly mode of transportation, Harley Davidson. That's pretty much was it. Then I had all these weird cars when I was growing up. I had a Morris Minors, off the wall crap that I liked, and the Morris Minor I liked because I people would go insane when I'd drive it to a party, and we get ready to leave at 2:00, 3:00 in the morning, all drunk, and I'd go out there and crank that thing over and start it, and boy, people would be rolling on the ground laughing. I had Metropolitan Nashes, I had a Jensen Healy, which I really liked. It had that Lotus double overhead cam motor in it. Had a lot of I had some muscle cars too. The Boss 302, Mach, and Corvettes and shit like that. But I like the off the wall stuff a lot better. Is Craig here? I didn't see Craig. Craig. Hey, morning to you. Maybe I'll be coming your way because I'm happy with the trailer. The trailer performed. I was happy with the way that it pulled, and so hopefully I'll. This thing working good? Sounds all right, I guess. Hopefully I'll be coming your way soon. Probably, no, I shouldn't say soon. After the first of the year, I think I've got enough crap booked now between to now and the first or the second of next year. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't real. The Jensen Healy, they're just now starting to get some value. They were always cheap, and mine was black on black. I had the tonneau cover where you could keep the passenger seat covered up. It zipped halfway. Thing was fast and it handled awesomely, but you could buy them for almost nothing. And they only made them. It was either 2 or 3 years, 70, 74, 75, I think. Maybe 3 years. That's the only time they made it. They made an Interceptor that had a V8 in it, whole different style. But these things were a little sports car, and they were awesome. The only problem was, like, I let my cousin borrow it, and he hot rodded it around a little bit and threw one of the little fan belts, which got underneath my double overhead cam belt and busted that and bent every valve. It was 4 valves per cylinder, little 4-cylinder. But that Lotus motor was awesome. All I did was go down to a junkyard. I bought one for almost nothing that had low mileage on it. Swapped it out in a weekend, and I was back up on the road. But they were cool. I always had, like I said, weird stuff. My first car was a Chevy Impala that used, I think I've told you guys, used just as much oil as it did gas. I had on 7 out of 8 cylinders, I had non-fouling adapters. If you know what those are, they're a protection that goes over the plug that keeps oil from fouling the plug so quickly. Yeah, MGs were cool. I had an MG, and when I went and told you guys I helped my buddy in New York, the guy had one for sale. Can't remember which one it was. It wasn't the midget. It was I don't remember. Anyway, it was a newer one, the newer style. Maybe it was a midget. I don't know, but it was pretty cool. I drove it around there. Yeah, but I don't know if you've ever seen the Jensen Healys, but they're a cool looking car too, and they were fast. Thanks, Nikki. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And like I said, that I got to go back and look at my thing. Is it January or February that Gift and Joe are getting married. I have to look and see, but I think it's February. Is it? I don't know. I have to go and look. But I think the one guy that used to watch the channel that I actually saw at one of the camping deals that I did. In fact, the first one that I put the drone up in the air campground deal was our second one. Sorry, the first one I think we were up in New Year's with the kids. We had the kids with us this time too. Anyway, he came over and he had I guess I'm going to call them a motorhome, a truck and camper, but they're all one. They don't come apart, but which they're really nice. It was really cool. But anyway, he said he went up that way, and all the way up, he stopped at secluded beaches, parked right on the beach, and no one bugged him. No one did nothing, and he had a great time for free. Any place that he went. You just have to be fully self-contained, which I am. So, I think it would be fun to do. My wife probably not going to be hip on it. She don't like me doing anything by myself because I'm old and I don't know. The parking gates aren't. Never tried mine. The only that brings back memories of sneaking into the drive-in theaters. We had a one time I had an old Cadillac, and the trunk you could fit 8 people in the freaking trunk of the car. We had a lot of fun. I don't know, maybe there's younger people that are watching this, but there was a whole crap load of drive-in theaters in at least Southern California when I was growing up. January 26th. So yeah, so I don't know. It'd be nice taking at least a week, 7-8 days to get there. Spend 2 or 3 days, grab my wife and spend 2 or 3 days there at the wedding deal, and then, slowly but surely come back. It'd be fun. But yeah, so that's my deal as of right now, just to bring everybody kind of up to speed, which I already have. Ordered all the stuff to make the kayak a 100 amp hour, 12 volt, solar, 240 watt solar panel, charge controller, fuses, everything pretty much, so I go out and run around as much as I want. As long as the sun's out, I don't have to worry about anything. Gonna put that together. Should have all the parts here hopefully by the end of the week, so I can put it together on the weekend and then go over to Sisaket, the place that I did the camping video at, and spend 3 days there and put it out on that smaller body of water. Eventually I want to get back to Ubon. That was awesome, man. I mean, that reservoir is huge. So we'll see. He spliced into the speaker wire. Sit in the tree. That's cool. Yeah, we were horrible because not only did we were drunk, so we almost always got, busted. And then the poor people that worked there, by the time they tried to call the cops and get the cops there, we had already beat them all up and were gone, so it was always, except that it kind of limited the drive-in theaters that we could frequent, during that time. We only did it for a couple of years. No, I was trying to think. Last year, I was actually with Maui, Bobby, and Andrew, and we were in. Right now, we would have been in Koh Chang for 3 days. I think we spent there, and then the day before Thanksgiving, we went over to John Tiem or Pattaya, and then we went to that. Where's that one that everybody goes to? I can't remember the name of the restaurant. It was excellent, and had a big turkey dinner there, actually with Tom and a bunch of people. Greenie was there. There was a bunch of people there. And the food was awesome. The guy is definitely a bona fide, what I would consider a chef. But we'll see. I got it in the video. The fish are, and down the street, shit. It's about maybe a football field and a half, or maybe 2 football fields from our house to the aunt and uncle's house. And right across the street from there's a pond. And behind that pond, the guy had 3 koi in there that they drained it out and they died. But they ate them. They ate them. But so my wife told everybody there that was from the rains and them getting out of the pond and into the rice fields and going wherever the hell they wanted, I guess. But she told everybody there to spread the word that if you find a koi in your pond and you catch it and it's alive and you bring it to us, we'll give you 100 baht. So she didn't want them killing the koi. But the U-Bahn house is good. I talked to my wife about it. I think my mother-in-law and father-in-law want to move there. They would probably take 90% of the dogs. Bear would stay. And I'm becoming awfully attached to Pancho and Heidi. But once the girls got impregnated, 2 chocolates, I told her, she should be able to do what she wants to too, And her sister lives there. We went and looked at a small house on a little piece of property that another sister of hers owns in Bangkok. She wants to move back. It's right down the street. You could throw stones and hit these places. So the 3 sisters would be there. And the house is pretty much all there. Block is done. I could turn Craig loose there and he'd have it up and livable in a week. It's all the block is done. It's got a roof on it. It's got wooden shutters instead of windows. But I said maybe concrete floors. And I said maybe on some tile and paint it, make it smooth inside. And I was going, no, they don't need that shit. They just want, front door put on and stealing some stuff up. So I told them we'll contribute a little bit to it and, for the material, and the uncles and the nephews and all that will do the labor for free. And then her and her husband will move. So I think eventually they'll be there, which will probably take us over to U-Bahn more than we go now. So is Ron here? Robert left. Hey, Robert. See ya. Ron's here. Hey, brother Ron. How you doing? I didn't miss anybody, did I? Mitch here too? Is that what MM was? Ah, there he is. Hey, Mitch. Finally catch you there, you are. Yeah, so the property's awesome. I really like it. I love my house here. It's kind of cool and everything, but I like the openness and the quiet in the middle of the rice fields and in U-Bahn. It's pretty cool. But got to put in. We got to get the solar mount out there. I'm hoping that I can get a 6 kW 10 panel set with a 1 battery for 150 installed, which I think I can. Prices have come down on pretty much everything. So I want to get him out there because, like I said, man, got to shut off one air conditioner in the living room. And that's where I kept the living room. I slept on that big couch that was actually taken from my living room here. And in order to go take a shower, shut off the air conditioner, and then go watch the lights dim as I turn the hot water on in the shower. It's just ridiculous, man. And they want me to pay 300,000 baht to put a transformer on a pole. You're crazy as shit. So for the time that we're there and to run 1 air conditioner overnight, 1 battery ought to do it. And so during the day, they can all the ants can go there. The sun is shining. They got my approval to crank up all the air conditioners as long as you're not teach them how to read the program and see how much is that we're generating and how much we're using. Hey, go spend the day there and watch the big screen TV and cook up Thai food and stink up the house and turn on the air conditioner and do whatever you want. The ants are getting older, and she doesn't. The uncle that helped build the house, she doesn't dig in the heat as much as she did when she was younger. So she likes getting out of the heat. So I don't care. Look at the app. If the sun's shining, go in there and run the air conditioner. My bill here, it It was only 2.5 weeks, I think, on this particular deal, but it went from 7,000 to under 5,000. And I'm thinking that it's going to be below 3,000 this next cycle. So I think we've got it dialed in to where it's the solar panels, then to the batteries, then to the grid. And I've been watching it work and do that. So I know that I'm saving a ton of dough. And I still haven't done it. I'm going to do it too, for especially the people that want to know about the solar. Is I'm going to go make sure I just have the ponds running, refrigerator, maybe one air conditioner in the living room on, one or two fans, a TV in there, maybe one light, and the rest of the house dark, and hit that grid switch and shut off the grid and see how long the battery lasts. I think it's going to be quite a while. I'm hoping. The way that it looks like to me is it's going to last considerable amount of time. So because I can watch it now, all of a sudden the end of the day comes, I'm using 1,500 watts and the panels have been putting out 2, 3, 4,000 watts, and then at the end of the day, as soon as it creeps down below the 1,500 watts at the end of the day that I'm using, as soon as it creeps below that, the panel's putting out 1,000, it starts sucking amps out of the battery. And I watch it doing that for 3-4 hours after the sun's gone down. So if you just take 4 hours of that system not using any electricity for 30 days, it's got to be a crap load of money. And I'm hoping that it should be even less. Like I said, the calculations were never right to what was in my mind that system ought to do, that 13 kW. So we'll see. Yeah, for sure. Especially when you get here. I would think as a minimum, even if it's just you, the old lady, and visitors and stuff, a simple 5 kW system, even without a battery, just so you do whatever you want to during the day. They're 99,000 to just have Joe Blow put in 109. They're like battling each other for 115, 109, 100. I mean, what is that? I don't even know. 5,000, not even 3,500, $4,000. It's just like crazy. And then if you did want to put in a battery, and it's just, you could run your air conditioner all night, I would think. But the batteries for 200 amp hour, 48 volt battery in the 45,000 baht range. And that's why I'm going to put one in the house there, hoping that I can get done. I want the solar guy to at least make some dough for about 100 to put it in and 50 for a battery. So 150 is, I think, $5,000, something like that, or less than that. Somebody can punch it up. But I think it's the only way to go, man. Between being in the trailer and, sitting there having everything on and shitting, and you're not spending a dime, it's priceless. But I will definitely do a video when I shut off that grid. I'll film the whole thing and then cut it out in editing and run it fast on how long it took and what everything looked like. And because, I mean, if your refrigerator door is shut and you're not going in and out of it, which you're not going to be more than likely, it's not even probably going to come on. My ice machine, that runs quite a bit, but we use a crap load of ice. And if I've got to have a Coke, or if I'm going to have water even, or whatever I'm going to have, orange juice, I want ice in my freaking drink, So we were buying bags of this stuff every day and taking up 2 of the big drawers in the freezer. And I bought that one, and it cranks out, stays full constantly. And I use it when we go camping. I fill up one of my little electric refrigerators, or it goes one. Mine are the cheap ones. It either is a refrigerator or a freezer. The small one I fill up with ice to make that a freezer, and the big one is for all the stuff that I can't fit in there. And we take way too much shit. That's for sure. That's for the 150. that 4,000, 411? And gold's been going ape shit, which is freaking awesome. But I definitely think it's worth it if you're, like I said, for me, the biggest thing was it keeps going up. Like I said, because we can't get, for some reason, because of the electricity and because of whatever, we can't get um, the I don't even know what it is. Through them, they don't recognize us as a house or whatever. So we're paying twice as much for electricity in Ubon per unit than we do here in Sarin, out in the middle of freaking nowhere, right? And so it drives me nuts because even with them not doing anything, I pay between 2 and 2,500 baht a month for the electricity there. Now, granted, I changed all the outside lights to solar, the regular little solar ones, the good ones, and lights up the house pretty good. I saw that when I was there, but it's just insane. I'm paying. Well, we'll get back to the point. Was my electric bill was 14,000 baht. People don't even pay that for rent, and me, because I think of my wife, because she saved my life and she's an awesome person. There's no way she would live here and shut off the electricity. That's my wife. She's not going to spend that kind of money. So that's why originally I took the money, which I probably would have bought an older Harley with 300,000 and put that solar in. But when I put that in, I thought I was going to drop it down to 3,000 baht, no problem, maybe less. And it never did. And now it's starting to look like maybe it is, get it down to 3. And then if I get rid of the one out there, between 7 or 8,000 that I've been paying here, even with the solar, and then the 2 there, I'm still paying 10,000 baht a month for electricity, and that doesn't even include I pay the almost nothing for the kids' apartment in Bangkok. But it's crazy. 34 baht, yeah. Hey, Paul, how you doing? I know you just came out. I'm trying to catch up on videos. Paul you just put out one that I noticed the other day. I got to catch up a little bit. Yeah, when I looked at it the first time I looked at it, man, I had to run the power from where the meter is I told you it's like 2 football fields to my uncle's house, and then it's 3 football fields past my uncle's house to where the meter is. And I had to run the power lines, or my uncle did. Now I didn't put just wood posts up, and I put in metal posts and shit, and ran it all the way down to my house. And then we ran new wires for his, because that's where his meter was too. But the freaking transformer is 10 miles away, and then I'm going, so you want me to pay 300,000 baht, and then everybody else is going to pay nothing? No, it ain't happening. I'll go completely off the grid. I don't care. I'm not there. I'm only there, a couple of times, maybe once a month, and if I put in decent solar, even with the cousin living there, if I got one battery, he don't run an air conditioner anyway, but he could run the air conditioner during the day and whatever he wants, and then run a fan at night, no problem, and have zero baht bill is what I want out of that place. Here, I don't think I'll get there. Not with either that or where they put the panels, where they put the panels on the front of the house. That's perfect. Where they put the other ones, I don't start getting anything until now, 9:30, 10 o'clock. In fact, I can look. Let's see what they're at now. I'll tell you what. Let's see. And they need to be clean too. Okay, on PS1 is 712 watts, and we're pulling only 268. That's the smaller one. And the other one, we're pulling 1,200 and 1,300 on the panels. And that, as soon as 10 o'clock comes around or so, that'll jump up to in the 3,000 watt, 4,000 watt range. And we'll start using, they'll turn on another air conditioner for the dogs inside. And maybe 25, 3,000 watts out of there. But pretty much my meter just sits there all day long, unless the sun's gone. But we got blue skies here today. Maybe some really, really high clouds, but nothing too great. But if it was, like I said, for a system with one battery that you could have put on for 4,000, I don't care what the payback is. I just don't want any. I don't want to pay any electric. Plus, it just seems like they just keep on creeping gas prices, and electric prices just keep squeaking them up and up and up every couple of months. I don't know if you guys noticed that. They hit it. My wife gets hammered on all her friends showing their bills and shit. When anything goes array, all the Thai people come unglued. That their electricity went up, which I do too. I mean, it sucks, but do something about the electricity. Not much we can do about the gas, except traveling and stuff in the car and stuff. Yeah, but I got the electric hot rod. My truck pulling that trailer gets 10. Somebody tell me, Ron, you got your calculator or the almighty Google? What is 10 kilometers to the liter? What does that work out to miles per gallon? But I think it's like high 20s pulling that trailer. I love my truck. The crowdfunding local for transformers are throwing. Yeah, that could do too. They don't have no money out there, man. It's they're all of them around me are mostly all relatives. Now, did I tell you guys my wife finally got not TOT. I can't remember which one. She finally found somebody that would pull that had it close enough that would pull fiber. So I actually got 1,000 down and 500 or 600 up on theirs now. So when I pull up my cameras in Ubon now, there's no delay. It just goes right to it. So that's awesome. I forget what that cost me. I had to not pay for so much per foot and all this. I had to agree to a 2 or 3 month contract, and it cost me like 800 baht a month or something. I don't know. It cost me 10, 12 bucks a month. And I said, that's fine, even though I'm not there. So I'm sure that all of the family, they're going to drive their scooters over to the house and hook up to the to the internet. 23, is that what it is? Hey, Douglas, how you doing, brother? Hope you're well. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's good to me. Of course, when gas is, $6, $8 a gallon or whatever, and you're getting 23, it doesn't seem as good. But, it just seems like, in my mind, like I don't check it that often because it's like 30 baht or something, but now it's like 40, so I don't know. We'll see. How's did you ever get the Himalaya back from them doing their crap to it or what? And find out what the charging thing was? Curious. Let's see. It is diesel. Mine is diesel. So I don't know what diesel is now. I just got it, but it cost me like 2,000 baht to fill it up, and I can get about 700 kilometers out of that pulling the trailer. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, again, money's all relative, right? To what you have and what you're used to. Like I said, I try not to speak. It was only 1,000 baht. Well, 1,000 baht's a lot of money to some people, and Oh, let's see. No smoke yet. Yeah, see, I couldn't live there, right? Because I can't breathe as it is. Okay, cool. Let me know. I'm curious. Yeah, and I know I saw Chuck's video and he was talking the latest one. I don't know if it was a members only or whatever. I think his truck was 2 or 3 years old and he paid a million, just a little bit over $1 million for it. But he was saying how he thought if you found the right secondhand one, that was the way to go. And I think he's right. I think with the price of the mechanics, and if you find a good one, and the way they are with Toyotas, I would probably definitely go with a Toyota. If I was to I'd probably get one of those ones they have that he has. Fortuna, whatever it is. Um, I think it would be, but I know that that's what Jim and Meow were going to do, and they ended up buying a new Ford truck, and then I think they got rid of that. I don't remember, but they were going out, and it was like 1.6 for a brand new one, and they were finding them for like 1.3, and they were going like it's not worth it to either that or one that's 5 years old. But I think you just got to look right, find a Farang that, oh, I'm going to live here forever, and buys a brand new truck and doesn't drive anywhere in 3 years and he's ready to sell it. And that's the same way I am with the scooters and the motorcycles. If you find somebody, what I usually look at immediately is where's the documentation on what you've been doing with it? Oil changes and, crap like that. How did you maintain your bike while you were out riding it around? And that's how I bought the first one here, the 150. And I loved that bike. It was cool. It was perfect at the time. It was a French guy, bought it brand new, 4 years old, something like that, 3 years old, and never had a problem with it. So let's see. What did I miss? Did I miss anything? Yeah, you have to buy it anyway. That's true. Yeah, and I don't either. I mean, I go in there, it's what it is, right? I stand on my credit card and that my Thai credit card, and they take it out. I remember when it first 28, 29, 30, and now I think it's 36, 38, 40, 42, depending on what you're getting. I kind of etched in my brain going by, a place, but I don't look at it. But you have to pay 7% tax on a used vehicle. Do you? I don't even know. I don't own a freaking thing. Everything's in my wife's name. So both the houses, all the motorcycles, scooters, trailer, everything is in my wife's name. Hey Andrew, how you doing? Hope you're well. I was just talking about you because it was a year ago we were in Koh Chang getting ready to go to Pattaya for Thanksgiving, right? Um, that was a good trip. I had a great time. I would have liked to have done that again. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, who bought their? Is Craig still here? I don't think Craig's still here. Mitch bought his truck used. Andrew, you bought yours new. I think I bought mine new. Chuck bought his used. I know. Um, Douglas, he doesn't have any vehicles. Douglas' wife has new. I'm screwing with him a little bit. Douglas bought his brand new. So I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I think the smartest thing to do about buying any vehicle, and I learned that from buying that Taiwanese 300cc scooter, which I liked. I was really surprised I liked it. It was cheap. That's probably why I liked it. But my wife made total sense. Why are you buying something I could break down anywhere on a Honda and throw a stone and hit a Honda dealer? So, I mean, it doesn't make any sense to buy anything else to me anyway. As far as for travel and stuff. And I love mine for traveling. I still want to build that trailer. And she said that she wanted the kids to learn how to drive my truck with the trailer. So I think I'm in on, getting probably going to cost me 80, 90,000 baht to build it the way I want to build it. But like I said, if I have a trailer hitch put on the, on a 350-pound little 10 trailer deal, they can go anywhere they want with that Suzuki and pull it all over and never hurt that Suzuki. Yeah, new Mark. Yeah, Mark's bought his new too. Yeah, I think it all depends. Something just blew up suddenly. See, if that was me and I was home, my first thought would have been a pipe bomb on one of my vehicles. Uh, that's what I'm used to. I almost bought it. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I like the Storm Track, so I couldn't get that used. And once my wife said those words, how old are you? I'm 60, going to be 68. How many trucks are you going to buy between now and when you die? This is probably the last one. Then don't you think you ought to get what the hell you want? Yeah, I hate it when she makes sense. But yeah, and she that was her. The electric hot rod was. She loves that car. Absolutely loves it. It's about time for new tires on it though. She had a one go low on her, so I think it's time to. Say, do they rotate tires here in Thailand? I know I do, but and I told her to, and I think she did it once in the 3 years, almost 3 years we've had that car now, 2.5. Um, I don't know why, man. You get a hell of a lot more life out of your tires if you just rotate your tires. But anyway, so I think I'm gonna have to buy a new set of tires for that because we're talking. She said, "Are we gonna take the electric hot rod to Pattaya on the 28th?" And I said, "Yeah, why not? It's cheaper to drive, so I'm gonna go be curious. You don't get shot at." Oh man, what are you doing? Oh man, partying for me is Netflix. Yeah, I know. That's it for me too. Uh, my wife bought my truck new for 900. I paid. We paid the electric hot rod was 1.2, and then between working for the government and this deduction and that deduction, that for the top of the line, everything you get on it. And I think we paid right at about 900 for the electric hot rod, and I paid right under 1.4 with the rolling back cover on the storm track. So, and like I said, if I could, the wild track was 1.2, and I like the storm track better than the wild track, and the storm track had all the stuff that the top of the line had, except for the suspension. Same transmission. The wild tracks don't. They just have the standard Ford deal. So we'll see. Hey, Kenny, are you on your trip yet? Or you're getting close? I think that reservoir was freaking awesome. If you ever get a chance to go, I'm going to go back. In fact, I'm going to Sisaket probably in a week or so. I don't know if you'll be back. I'm going to go over there and after I make the kayak completely solar, which will be the end of this weekend, I'm going to load it up and go over there for 2 or 3 days just to take the kayak out there and buzz it around and see what it's like. Tomorrow. Okay, cool. I mentioned tiredness, but it didn't happen for now. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Um, gotta love it. Gotta love Thailand, right? The storm track. Yeah, I dig my truck, man. I really do. I'm leaving this Friday. Where are you going? You going to Pattaya? Or are you going to visit Mitch? I don't know where are you going? Is it a secret, Kenny, or do people know where you're going? See you in town. All right, Mark. Take it easy. And then are you here for good or no? Not until after the first of the year, or is this it? I don't think it's it yet. Nope. Lasada. Maybe more stuff. I think so. Okay. Is that on delivery? Out for delivery. Is that out for delivery? Some more wire. Cool. 3 more items. What was this? Fuses. Fuses and stuff. Can't be too late. Heading back to Surin on. Oh, where are you? I don't even know where. Are you? You're not here in Surin? You must be in Pattaya then. I don't see you going any other place than Pattaya. Just had an offer on the Pajero. Why do you? Is that what you have, Ron? I don't even know what you have. I never even seen it. Okay, northbound. Oh, very cool. That'll be awesome. Imagine that in Pattaya. Yeah, 28th through the 1st, Andrew. Gonna go and the kids are gonna come over from Bangkok and we're gonna go over to that Garden View Hotel and spend 3-4 days just relaxing. Ron's getting coffee. Squirrel Brew, the transformer. Ron, why? I'm not buying new diesel here. They make you live. And yeah, I don't know. I think, like I said, man, if you find the right person to buy it from that, took it in for all its servicing and stuff, because even especially with the scooters, man, especially with the Farang, oh, I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna buy this one, buy that one, and I'm gonna have them forever. And 3 years later, 2 years later, they're ready to boogie, and you can get some pretty good deals. Like I said, I would buy. You get a Forza 350 now for 110, I guess. I don't know. We can look at those again. No, I won't do that to you. But yeah, you can get them pretty cheap, So versus 180, or I think I paid 173 for mine. The ADVs are a little bit more. I know David Clark with an E, he bought the ADV, which looks nice too. I don't know, man. I dig my Forza. I do want to make that trailer, and I want to make it work. But what I've got to do is I've got to get to a trailer manufacturer somewhere, or someone that can make a trailer out of aluminum, that can actually weld aluminum or bolt it together. I don't care. But it needs to be light. It needs to be really light to take the air conditioner on the roof, the rooftop tent, the battery. The battery weighs 50 pounds. Although I could cut that back. I could get a 24-volt, 100-amp battery that's probably half that weight now. And start doing it, because weight's going to be a big deal, especially if you're on not so much climbing. You just got to take it easy unless you're really spinning those belts. But I don't think that's going to be a problem. Just ease into that. It's when you have to stop on that and it wants to pull you back, that could be a problem. So I've got a weight in mind, everything to what I read, half to 2/3 of the weight of your towing vehicle. So I'm going to say 2/3, and it's still going to have to keep it below 400 pounds, 380, somewhere in there. I think would be the max that I would want to try anyway. I'll put it on there. I'll be the one that determines whether, it'll work or not. I'm not going to, if I can stop it and control it, I'm going to be the only one pulling it behind a bike. So we'll see. You could do it. Yeah, I really want to do it, but now getting the solar on the other house, that's going to take $1.50, and so but I still want to do it. And when I put something in my mind, like I have with this with this kayak, and hopefully I'll use it. If not, I'll sell it. But I'll. The reason that I bought that one is because it was only 52 pounds, with obviously with everything off of it. But I can maneuver that around. Hey Maui, how you doing? Hope you're well. Where were we a year from today? I was talking to Andrew about that. We were Kochang, thinking about getting ready to head over to Pattaya for Thanksgiving, if I'm not mistaken. But you could verify that, Maui. Hope you're well, and your wife. But yeah, so I'll do that. I'll probably now, since I did my for the people that are here and are not going to watch this again, on the way back, my wife looked at me, and I was talking about getting my visa done in February. And she looked at me and goes, "Isn't it about time for your 90-day?" I said, "I don't know. Look at my thing." I put it in my phone, and sure enough, she opened it up, and it said 24th of November. So it's 3 days ago. So right before I got on here, I went online, popped and shot it over to him, and almost did it again. Because if she wouldn't have done that, I would have been over the 7-day grace period. In case everybody's wondering, 15 days before, 7 days after. So you've got a little give there. But if you're bad like me. And I guess, and she said, let me look. And I showed it. I said, look, here it is. I started it on the 18th, saying that I needed to be there before the 24th. And I guess I didn't put alarms. I don't know. I did something wrong. Hey, Cobus, how you doing? Hope you're well. I think we went the day before Thanksgiving. I think we went that morning. Well, we went, yeah, because we spent the one night. The next morning, we got up and went to Thanksgiving. If I'm not mistaken, I think. There's Ron. Yeah, I'm game for that, Maui. And like I said, I'd still want to build that trailer. Although, if you're not haven't seen, I'm building this. I'm making the kayak that I got into putting a bimini top on it, a 220-watt solar panel, a 100 amp hour 12-volt lithium ion battery, a charge controller, fuses, and everything to completely. You can see the little. It's only got an 18-pound thrust deal on the that it came with on the electric trolling motor. So I'll probably buy a bigger one, 40, 50 pound thrust. Hopefully I'll be done with that this weekend. I'm going to take it to Sisaket and throw it in the little lake there, the reservoir, and do a little fishing and testing it out. And then after that, I got to put solar on Ubon, and then the trailer that I hopefully can pull with the 350. I'm hoping. I really want to. I really want to do that. Let's see, everybody. What did I say? Went over. Well, let's check. What did I do? I don't think I have time for another road trip. I agree with that. But yeah, so that's the plan. I think it. I think the kayak's going to be a kick. Like I said, it's a 10-foot kayak, and it only weighs 51 pounds without the stuff on it. And it's something that I could actually manhandle and get on the top of the truck, which that rack that it came with is just freaking awesome. And yeah, and try it out. I think it'll be fun. Getting it down to the water. I bought little wheels for it. Of course, I went crazy and bought all sorts of crap that I probably don't need half of it, but I did it anyway. Hold on, I get something in my eye. But that, and then the solar deal, and like I said, I'm probably going to get away with part of that because the kids can. I'll put a trailer hitch on the Suzuki, their little car, and they can take that and go camping wherever they want to go camping. Let's see. What motor would sink it? What did you say? Put a 70 horsepower. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, this little 18-pound thrust. It was an expensive little motor, a good quality one, and for flat rivers and stuff like that, it's probably fine. But I'm not doing this for exercise. I don't want to. I don't want to be a kayaker. I want to be, that's my extent of exercises. How I'm going to work this arm to move that electric motor. I don't want to get in any high winds out in the middle of a bigger reservoir and have the wind just push me around any way it wants to go. So I'm imagining a 30 would probably be fine. But if I'm going to do that, what is Tim the Toolman Taylor? Bigger. But so the one that I'm looking at is 58 pounds, 51 amps. But don't have to have it in fifth speed all the time. Probably be in one, just cruising around. But I'm wanting to balance out these new 100 amp hour 12-volt lithium ion phosphates are minis are half the weight of the old ones. Damn near. It's 9.7 kilo. It's like 20 pounds, 19 pounds. It's nothing. Because I was almost going to buy a 50-watt amp hour, so that I could do that. But if that's it, then and the new trolling motor that I got is in the same deal, then the battery I'll put on. I'm going to put a crate in the back, and I'll put the battery all the way over to one side, and then I'll have the trolling motor on the other side. And it should. I don't want to be cattywampus, It's going to be hard enough. My equilibrium isn't that great as it is. Yeah, or you could just send it. I don't know how to do that. But if you go on my Gmail, which is koidoctor1@gmail.com, and send it to me in that, then I can download it. I think I know how to do that. It would only sync if you stopped. Yeah, you're probably right. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know. I've got that trailer etched in my brain, And like I said, it's probably going to cost closer to 100, but still, I don't even know. What is 100 now? What's the, somebody sent me some line. Is that you guys? Kenny. Paleo. Oh, my wife sent me something, a video. What did she send me? Uh-oh. What is she buying? TikTok. Oh, another. Oh, try this one. Okay. We don't want to go. I told her, I said, it's about time to start planning the family trip, because we go in March when the kids get out of school for over a month. And we want to go to someplace nice. So we probably would have went back to Serenity, but my wife said it's just going to be too painful, because that was the last place that we went with Toby. And Toby had such a good time there. I got so much footage of her running around and digging holes and barking at the drone, and damn dog. But anyway, so she's sending me other places to go, which is good. She's doing something. Let me go back here. Ford, they send me shit all the time. 289 messages on Got to Love Thailand. You guys are crazy. I don't know if I can go back through there. Very cool. I'll have to look at that when I get off of here. What was I doing on here? What was I doing? Hate it when my mind goes. Somebody let me know what I was gonna say. Let's see. But I don't know. Like I said, on the trolling motors, that little one on calm waters will do like 2.5, 3 miles an hour. The bigger ones will only do like maybe 4.5, 5, probably with a lot more torque and shit. But like I said, I just don't want to get stuck in the middle of a big reservoir, getting blown at its will to wherever I'm going to go. I've been there before. I don't know if I ever told. I figured out my first wife, my first marriage wasn't going to last. The first part of that I can't tell you on here that I knew, but we had a houseboat on Lake Mead in right outside of Vegas, huge lake, and we got out there. It was in January, I think we got married, and the outdrive in this freaking thing, there was 50, 60 mile, I don't know, 100-mile-an-hour winds. It was unbelievable. Thing was doing this right out in the middle, and the freaking outdrive froze up. So we were at the will of whatever the hell was going to happen, and we ended up hitting an island. And they had those out of the front. They had big deals where you could drive in spikes, and I put one up in the front here, and I wrapped the other one all the way around it and jammed it. It took them 20 minutes to get it out of the stone that I rammed this thing into. And we were there for 3 days, and they knew we were in some kind of trouble, but the wind was blowing like that for 3 days straight, and they couldn't even put a helicopter up. That's how strong the winds were. And I was fine. I was whistling, Gilligan's Island and shit, and she was going crazy. But from that point on, I said, you know what, this isn't a good omen. And that one lasted just a little over 8 months, I think. My first two marriages were 8 or 9 months each, and then this one was 30 years. So it took me 3 times to figure out what the hell I was doing. But yeah, I knew it. But the first one I can't tell you about. Maybe if we have a meetup and it's just between the guys, I'll tell you what the very first part of that trip, as it started out, what was I knew it wasn't going to happen. Hey, Ralph, happy Thanksgiving to you. But yeah, so once I get that done, I'll obviously do a video on that. I will. My camera's inside. It's not going to be a long video because we were only there from 5 o'clock at night until 9 o'clock the next morning, and the early morning was drinking coffee and then packing up the trailer. So I didn't get much video, but I got a little bit, and then I got some in Ubon of the fish again, and not much. That's not going to be a long one. I won't torture you guys with Ubon stuff. But hey, Les, I I was saying I brought I bought a slide anti-sway bar. Ordered it from America. It was only $59, and it cost me 161 to get it here from Amazon. 161 total, $100. Put that on. Set my tongue weight at about 12%, and the thing just got back from going 4.5 hours to a reservoir the other side of Ubon, and then to the Ubon house, and then back here. And I'm happy with with the way that it's pulling. So that made me feel better. But yeah, so did you end up buying anything? Are you still looking? Are you gonna get? Are you thinking about it? I know you were thinking about it. Yeah, it was really weird. My buddy told me about the name brand, and I looked on Amazon and it was there. It's really weird. Amazon will now ship stuff to Thailand. Of course, they're going to charge you import tax and all this other crap. But the name brand he did, I forget the name of the, show it. I'll show it to you. I think the name brand that he did, they wouldn't ship to Thailand. And I go, oh, crap. Well, I wonder if there's more on here. And I put on, anti-sway stabilizer bar, and about 4 of them came up. And one of them looked like a really good, they gave you everything, and it looked good. So I ordered that one. And I know the name, I've heard of the name before. So I knew they had a couple of them that were, off brand stuff. But let's see if I can get a decent picture of it. That's it there. So it had a stabilizer, a little bar, and then a little piece over here that I had to weld on to the hitch, and I welded all the other plates and everything on. I'm going to trust just the bolts, but all it is a set of brake pads on a sliding bar. Bars yay that and yay thick, and it's just brake pads, and you crank it down as much as you want to and try. And I figured for $160 it could save the trailer and save me. So I said, why not? Your friend was looking and decided not to buy a camper. Now too expensive. Yeah, one of the guys, it was really weird when we went to, usually when I go to Ubon, I got a little bit of that on the video. We go to this there's only one, it's a small town, and they have one barbecue place there where they have the thing on the table and you cook your whatever it is. And the way that they do it is they have a bunch of slide top refrigeration deals that have chicken and 10 different kinds of pork and shrimp, and they had clams and snails and everything in there, everything. And you go there, you put it into a bowl and you bring it up to them, and they charge you 225 baht a kilo. So there was 10 or 12 of us, and it cost 1,600 baht for everything. And that was the 5 bottles of Coke I bought, 2 beers for the one cousin that likes to tip them back. And the reason I'm saying this is I'm rambling. There was a brand new one of the, what I call a motorhome, I guess, but it would be a truck and camper, but the camper doesn't come off the truck. The one piece deals, which are really nice. He had bought it, and that was the owner of that place in there. But I know they're expensive. They're over a couple million new, right? Something like that, 2.5. I know they're expensive. But let's see, before I left, you get automatic stabilizers to the vans. Great. Yeah, I just thought for peace of mind, give me a little extra. I had my wife and my mother-in-law on this trip, the 2 dogs and a cat in the truck with me. So I couldn't, put it into a little, I could a little bit that I did, but I got it up to 85 and just a little bit, and it just and came right back. So I was happy with the way that it performed, and that I didn't have to move the freaking axle, an inch anyway. I was hoping I didn't have to do that. So it looks like it's okay. Yeah, the vans that you did a video on it, right? That was the one I watched. They're older vans and they redo them all. There's one guy on it. I'm trying to think of the name of his channel. I want to say he's Russian. He speaks English, but he's got like 2 or 3 or 4 YouTube channels, and one of them is an outdoor channel, and he goes camping. He's got a van that he bought, that the same ones that you were looking at, and then he bought a kind of a knockoff deal of a teardrop, but it was a square one. He bought one of those and he uses those. He got 2 big giant dogs, and he goes out and does videos. But I don't know, teardrop would be an option, as long as my biggest thing is air conditioning. Like I said, I'm going to build that little trailer with a aluminum trailer is what I want, with a pop straight up tent. There's an air conditioning unit that's all in one that fit right on the top of it. And I'll run 24 volt, 100 amp or 200 amp deal, 3 800 watts of solar across the top above the air conditioner. I've got it all drawn on what I want to do, charge controllers and everything, like what I'm doing with the kayak. I've got 220 going on that. I bought a bimini top for it to sit on. I bought a battery box. I bought a 12 volt, 100 amp hour lithium ion phosphate. Bought my breakers that I need for the panel and for the charge controller, and the one that goes 60 amp that's going to go to the trolling motor. And so that'll all be set up. We'll do the same type thing with the trailer. I'm hoping I can pull with the 350 Forza. That's what I'm hoping for. But I got it. The trailer has to be aluminum. I need it to meet the weight that I want to meet to be able to pull it with the Forza. Wow, 4-month waiting list, and they had 8 months. Yeah, like I said, my biggest thing that I see is Thailand is hep on camping. They're all over it. The one place that we were supposed to go to, that we ended up going to the other place, which I really liked. I'm going back to Sisaket. We didn't make reservations, and when we went to make the reservations, they were booked. And like I said, not to make it sound, but reasonable to a Thai person, 100 baht a night. 100 baht a night, and 150 with breakfast there. They even have tents and stuff. So I guess what I'm saying is it's economical. That includes electrical. Now, if you're going to plug in your air conditioner, like if I wanted to plug in, they would charge me an extra 200 baht a night, $6. So to me, it's no big deal. But to them, to run a fan or to plug in their little lights that they like to hang around their tent, that's included. So it's something that, as a Thai person, and you have, you're just working and your wife's taking care of the kids and whatever, the regular typical American dream, right? Um, they can go and take a couple of kids and it costs them, 800 or 900 baht, and they can go have a good weekend. They'll even cook you food, So I think what I'm saying is it's becoming a big thing here in Thailand. But you only got a car, right, Les? You don't have a truck to like pull a trailer or anything, right? But I know those little teardrops you can pull with a little car. But like I said, if you're like me, I wouldn't mind having the teardrop. It just has to have air conditioning and solar and battery, so I can run the air conditioner anytime I want. But the vans are pretty cool. But the conversions weren't that pricey. What was I know I can't remember the price. I know you gave the prices, but it wasn't like off the wall, like 800 or under a million, right? Maybe I'm wrong. But the car is not strong enough. What about the TOA, under a 800 pound teardrop? You can buy those out of China cheap. And the one guy that mines a China trailer, he imports it. His wife is Chinese. He's a Thai man, great guy. And he imports them maybe because she's Chinese. I don't know. But he got it all down, how to get them registered and how to do it all. Some of the shipping might be, but I only found one teardrop here on the Facebook Marketplace since I've been looking for 2 years. But yeah, that's what I was going to say. I remember. I think this guy he did a whole thing on his, but it was exactly what you were showing. I want to say that he paid 6, 7 somewhere in there. I remember, but I mean that's not horrible when as long as I don't know what they do to those vans. Do they rebuild the motors or they just make them look for spray paint everything new? I don't know. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. But like this little one that I'm going to build is going to be a trailer with a rooftop tent, or you could put a rooftop tent. See, I can't climb up on the top of a vehicle, but the trailer is only going to be yay far off the ground. So I can sit on the pop top and roll into the trailer or into the tent. And then on the top of that, they make those one-piece air conditioners, all in one. Just got to get it voltage. They're 24 volt. And underneath it, the box will be, that deal. I'll have all the place that you could store a little bit because weight would obviously be a big deal. But I'm planning to be able to pull this behind a motorcycle and have a battery in there and all the stuff for that, the charge controller and everything I need, breakers and all that kind of stuff. So that I'm planning to build for 80,000. And I'm going to plan on the way that I'm going to try to get it by my wife, which she'll let me do whatever I want to do. But I'll have a trailer hitch put on the kids' Suzuki, and the 2 girls can pull that and go camping if they want. But what I have to figure out is how do you get it registered? And what I'm going to do is hit up this Thai guy that sold me mine, because I'm sure that he would be able to tell me, boom, 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 you need to do all this and it'll be done. So I'm hoping I find out, but we'll see. Let's see. Rebuilt guaranteed for 3 months. They put a Japanese automatic gearbox for another. Yeah, I think I don't know, man. I wouldn't. My wife's truck that I drove for the first year when I was here was a standard Isuzu 4-door. I kind of got used to it, and I'm kind of glad that I did that. But no, got to be an automatic for me. I'm spoiled, man. But yeah, I mean, and like I said, I'm hoping to keep, if I can find someone to build me an aluminum trailer, probably leaf spring shock would be fine. Just something with a little bit of suspension, because you're not in there riding. I just don't want it to get beat up too bad. It's got to have a little bit of movement, and but weight is a big deal because the rooftop tent weighs, and I need the one that pops straight up because the air conditioner sits on the top, and I got to build a rack, 3 inches for airspace above the air conditioner for the condenser, and then I'll put three panels on there, and I'm hoping to have 2 more to come out, but 3 would probably be good enough. 240 volt or 240 watt would probably be plenty. So I'll let you know when and if I build that. I'll let you know. Paperwork, that will be the hard. Yeah, and like I said, he gets these things in from China and brings them through all the strokes. When I got mine, it had plates and all the paperwork and everything. He would be the ideal person to. And I know if I told him I don't want to do this, can I just bring it to you and you'll run it through? He would do it. He's a great guy. He would say, yeah, here, I'll go with you, or whatever. So I'm going to contact him because I need to know that before I start on it, because that's, okay, yeah, it's only going to cost me 80 or 90,000 to build it, but it's going to cost me another 80 or 90 to register the damn thing. So I need to know that, I guess, before I do it. But it would be a perfect camping little trailer to do it with. And like I said, I'm shooting for under 400 pounds. I'd like it to be 350, 360, something like that. And somebody had mentioned I could split up the batteries and maybe put them in my side bags and then run a cable over to charge those to take an extra, 50 pounds off of it. But I have to see. And I don't know. I'm guessing. I had a trailer with my 79 shovelhead full dresser in the States, and I had a tent trailer that I pulled behind that for a while, and it was kind of awesome. But it was no problem with the 1200 Harley, but with the 350 horse or 350 cc, it might be. I don't know. I have to I'll build it. Like I said, worst case scenario, the kids have a thing to take camping for the rest of their life, or I could sell it to you. But we'll see. What's up? How are you doing? All right. Take it easy, Les. Have a good day. I'll let you know. I'll do a video on the kayak, and when I do the trailer, I'll definitely be doing it. And I finally got my solar on the house working correctly. My bill was below 5,000 this month, and it was only for 2 weeks of panel, battery, grid, and the battery would keep the thing 4 hours at night before it got down to charge. So I'm hoping from a 12 or 14,000 baht bill, I'm hoping to be below 3,000 baht a month. I'll let you know. And I'm putting 6 kW on Ubon. That's a whole nother story. So anyway. All right, Ralph, I think I'm going to go too. It's been an hour and a half. Do some quirky things. Yeah, I think it'll be fun, man. Like I said, I tried the tent thing, and I wanted to do moto camping, which I have for my Triumph back in the States, but getting down on my knees and pounding tent stakes, no. But this, like I said, it's almost at butt height, to where I just have to scoot into it and then, throw my legs in. I can deal with that. And as long as I have air conditioning. Yeah, I think I'm going to too. Let's see. Thanks everybody for watching. Let me go and tell you that on my intros and outros, those were done for me by a good guy, Richard of Richard Travels. Thank you, Richard. Hope everything's going well for you. Find my outro. And you guys are awesome. Yeah, and I got a bunch of on that American flag thing. I got some people that, why are the American flag? Why is this? And you said, if you're flying that, you should fly a Thai one. And it was my Thai wife that bought the American flag and hung it. I didn't do shit. She hung it up. I just took the video of it sitting there, that little short. And I think it got like 600 or 700 views. I don't know. And a bunch of remarks, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. And I got no problem with flying the British flag. I don't give a shit. but I will put a Thai one up too. So just for those that are wondering, I'll look into the camera and say, everybody have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you're at. And I'll catch you on the next one.